Alright, so let's go ahead and finish the walk around on this truck. We're just about done. Just gonna take a look under the hood. Looks like I left the key on when I got out, but that's alright. I can see, again, that is definitely not an HDJ80 cluster. Also, something I didn't show before is we did fit the switch pro in here. So here's winch controls. Underglow is our footwell lights right there. You've got your cargo, which are the camp lights in back, fridge on, air compressor, and then you've just got the ICOM power right there. Here's the ICOM as well. So customer, again, did not want this truck cluttered with aftermarket stuff. So we went ahead and mounted it in there to keep it clean, discreet, and I think it does a good job of that. Here's the ICOM handheld right there. This right here is just a port to the stereo for your phone. And yeah, so this truck does have the CDL mod, so you can lock the center diff in high right here. Which you can see right there, works well. You hear that all working too. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. Just a beautiful Land Cruiser. And do this one-handed again with my left hand, but here we go. So there is the 1HD FTE. You know, it's arguably one of Toyota's best turbo diesels they've ever made. So let's go ahead and get into it. We did do some cargo lights here. It's not quite dark out, so you can't see them that well. Those are some Baja designs. They do a nice job of lighting the engine bay up when it's dark out. We used an OEM door trigger switch for that. Mounted right here. Nice clean, you know, keeping to OEM form on that. So of course we've got two Odyssey batteries. Got the main battery. You've got your auxiliary battery. The truck is not 24 volt, it's 12 volt. It's just a separate auxiliary battery. That's actually on a red arc. So we've got that on a red arc for charging purposes. Excuse me. Nope, that ain't COVID. Right here we've got a manual boost controller. So that's right there. Right here you've got an HPD of Australia catch can. This is a really nice catch can we like to use. They're stainless steel, and they don't use a filter. They actually use a mesh screen, which we kind of feel is really how a catch can should use, you know, be used, designed, whatever you want to call it. But don't like them with a filter in them, like a paper filter. And the reason why is simply because that paper filter can get clogged, and then you can be overpressuring back here, you know, into the engine. So we like to use these. It's kind of really designed well as far as like it catches the oil droplets that are in the vapor going through that mesh screen. So it's also got a nice dipstick, which most of these catch cans don't have. So really do like that setup. Easy, last a long time, easy to install, easy to use. Of course we've got a Moonlight snorkel. That's an ARB Safari top on it, but the actual snorkel is a Moonlight from Australia. That's a 4-inch snorkel. This air box is actually custom made in-house by us. It uses a 200 series filter. It's 4-inch inlet coming from the snorkel, and it's 4-inch outlet down to the turbo. So nice, gets a lot of airflow through this. It uses a 200 series gas petrol engine, 5.7 liter, I believe it is 5.8 air filter, so readily available, pretty cheap, lots of airflow. We like that. We're pretty happy with it. Of course, we had to relocate the washer bottle to do all this too. The intercooler here, that's PDI front mount. It's pretty much the largest you can fit in there without some modifications. You know, we've got our stainless steel piping here on that. Some of that's been customized. This one here is a custom bent pipe on that, simply because of how we wanted it to fit. We've also done some mounting brackets that they don't really include on that to keep these lines rock solid. So we've done that on both of them. You know, it's an OEM radiator, new radiator, keeps the truck plenty cool, no problem at all. It's got some hella horns in there. What else we got going here? So it's a factory dual filter that we've installed. So this is only for certain markets. Do these engines, the 1H series, be it Z, D, T, whatever, had dual filters, you know, depending on market. So Australia maybe got this a little bit, maybe some Africa, Middle East, but that's dual factory diesel fuel filters. So you got a pre-filter, and then you get a primary. Primary has a hand prime on it. We've relocated the Warren control box to under the hood. We really like to do that in this shop because we feel it's kind of ugly up there on the winch in front, and we like it a lot better under the hood. So that's actually on the Switch Pro, but if the customer wants to, he can run it with either a remote right there or the actual handheld. So don't really need to do that being on the Switch Pro, but if he wants to, he can do that. So we've got both front diffs, and actually both front and rear diff lock motor and transfer case all coming up into the ARB diff breather that we've mounted over here. So everything is vented and up here pretty high, so you know, you can do a good 3 to 4 foot forward in this truck, no problem. Everything's going to be fine. Once again, this is a wiring harness from an HDJ80 1995 European truck, and we wrapped that, we cleaned that all up, pretty much rebuilt the harnesses inside and out on this truck, rewrapped them, made it all nice and pretty clean. Pretty happy with it. It was pretty big project. Also, the truck does have a rear heater delete, so we've gone ahead and used the correct heater lines here, you know, for the rear heater delete, rather than trying to go in and jerry rig some fittings in there. So just real happy with it. That's actual mileage on the truck, 705 miles. So that's what's on this engine. This engine was a brand new long block, so this is not a rebuild engine. It is a new from Toyota long block. It did sit in a warehouse in the Middle East for about 20 years. We were able to decode the engine through our good friend owner Azeri, who went ahead and decoded this engine, determined I think it was an early 2001 or a late 2001 FTE. You know, long blocks are not very available from Toyota unless the vehicle is new. So, and still, you know, new production, first few years of production. So, felt really lucky to find this FTE long block. Just probably never ever gonna find another one. You know, that's really pretty much it at the end of the day. So, just about everything's new under the hood. You know, maybe I don't think we changed the wiper motor because it's working fine. But all the weather stripping, you know, the hood insulator, the hood struts, you know, everything pretty much under the hood is new. So we're real happy with it. This truck right here is absolutely outstanding, fantastic truck to drive and see in person. It's just gorgeous and super fun to drive. We're real proud of it. A lot of work we put into this. So. And that's about it. That's the HDJ80. Done.